Well, we'll try to talk a little bit about this in a few minutes. Now, if we need a translation, tell me any moment.
Si vous avez besoin d'une traduction, faites-nous savoir.
Some members are speaking French, some are speaking Hindi, some are speaking Bengali, some are speaking Russian, some are speaking nothing. Sometimes it's best to speak nothing. What to do? Prabhupada said when there's a fire, even if you don't speak the language, you can get the message over to the people. Right? The house is burning and you don't speak French, but you're living in France, you'll get the message over somehow. The potency or the sound vibration is powerful. So we're going to start a little bit. We don't have much time. We'll start with a little kirtan, bhajan. And because today is Diwali, there is more to... Maybe Shirley needs a translation. I don't know, into French. I know she's a little English, but not Spanish or Portuguese. Portuguese, right? Yeah, but Portuguese you also speak, right? Either Portuguese or French. Maybe Jiva Pran Prabhu, you can give, if you're not running around doing a million things, you can give a little translation there in French. Shirley, if you know Shirley, this is Shirley. Her language is originally
Also will need French.
Portuguese, so maybe some readjustments are required. I don't know.
C'est fatigant. Pour traduction en parallèle, c'est fatigant. Le même bruit.
Marek understands everything. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janaballabha Gidivarudhari Gopi Janaballabha Gopi Janaballabha Gidivarudhari Gopi Janaballabha Yasodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Bolo Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ramo, Hare Ramo. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Premanande, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Diwali Mahamotsav ki jai, Shri Gaunitai ki jai, Krishna Balaram ki jai, Raghunath Baladev Subhadra ki jai, Shri Nitai Sachisuta ki jai, Shri Radha Padisishwar ki jai. Go Premanande! Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to Sri Guru Gauranga. Oh, glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vistayavutale. Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi. Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesha Sanyavari Astachare Shatarine. Hare Krishna. Whew. It's a bit warm. Très chaud. So anyone who needs a French translation, Jiva Pranish Prabhu is sitting there. There. You can sit on top of him if you can. And if you need a Bengali translation, you can sit on top of Tamal Krishna over here. And if you need Hindi, I don't know what you can do. I think they all speak English, the Hindi devotees. So. We'll do our best. So, Diwali. Many of you are from Bengali. How many of you are from Bangladesh or Bengal? Quite a few. Maybe some of the ladies, they don't understand. Maybe. Probably some of the ladies are from Bengal. Not many. Are you from North India? Where are you from?
South India.
Tamil? Telugu. Very nice. We have Telugu books. Come to think of it, we have Telugu books downstairs. We don't meet many Telugu devotees here, but thank you for coming. It's a big day for you, especially if you're Ram Bhaktas. Krishna's form of Ramchandra, huh? Probably the most, amongst the devotees, let's say, of Krishna at least, the most famous related activity on Diwali is related to Lord Ramchandra. Festival of lights. Huh? Diwali literally means the festival of lights. Right? Yeah. Paris is the city of lights, is that right? Yeah, so it's the city of Diwali. You have to make it like that, huh? Tamasi mam jyotir gamaha. It'll come out of the darkness into the light. So this is, sometimes people say it's goodness conquering over evil, right? It's a festival like that to celebrate goodness over evil. Just a nice sentiment. Of course, in literal terms, it generally understood that it's the day that Lord Ramachandra returns to Ayodhya. And the whole city is lit up. Because for 13, 14 years, everyone has been in sorrow, basically, because Lord Ram was exiled. And then 1 year, of course, another period passed. And now he's returning. So it's a great celebration for all of the residents of Ayodhya, that city there in UP, which is, anyway, very famous. If you go to Thailand, how many of you have been to Thailand? Some of you have been. Thailand used to be called Sham, name of Krishna, Sham. Brahma, Burma. Burma. Now it's Myanmar, but it was Burma, related to Brahma. And Thailand was Sham, related to Sham Sundar, Krishna. And the capital of Thailand was Ayodhya. Capital city of Thailand. Still there, but it's not the capital anymore, but it was the capital, Ayodhya. So they're very famous all over Asia. So today that's usually what most Indian people, if they're devotees or Vaishnavas, they recognize that. There are other events related to Diwali. In many places, Diwali has become a social event, just like Christmas has become a social event. It's not so religious or spiritual as it should be. It's still, some goodness is there. They give gifts. Anyone from a Tamil background? Tamil? Any Tamil? No? But in Tamil, I don't know about in Tamil Nadu, but in Malaysia, on this day, all the Hindus, they're mostly Tamils, open their doors. Everyone is welcome. They feed everyone. Muslim people come. Buddhist people come. Christian people come. It's open. And they welcome everyone. It's your heart. Huh? Letting go. Don't be a miser. Don't be selfish. So there's goodness. There's a tinge of goodness. So, but for the devotees of Krishna, those who worship Krishna, we're trying to become servants of those devotees. This day is very significant. Lord Ramchandra, the killing of Narakasura, different things take place on this day. But there's one thing above all other that devotees recognize. Devotees of Krishna. And on this day, that is, of course, this particular month, which we're in, is November. What's special about November? It's Kartik. But even amongst months, Krishna says, I am that month, huh? November, December. That is special month. Why? Why? Why is it a special month? It's Kartik. You said the month of Kartik or the month of Damodar. There's two parallel months there. Month of Kartik means lights, yeah. But it also means Kritika. It means the month of Radharani. This is her month, her special month. And because of that, obviously it's Krishna's favorite month. Who is more favorite than Radharani? Right? But we celebrate during this month, we don't sing, well we do, we sing Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe. Why we don't sing Jaya Yashoda Damodar Yashoda? Why not Yasoda Damodar? Why Radha Damodar? It's Yasoda. Mother Yasoda, Krishna's mother, who binds him up, isn't it? I think so. Okay, it's the month of Radharani. That's good. Good point. However, this event, which we'll talk a little bit about, this event of the binding, Krishna's being bound by Mother Yasoda. How did she bind him? Binding means tying up. Why don't you go sit over there? Some of the Bengalis, you can translate. Dayavati sat there, smiling away without understanding a single word. We're going to pull you back by the tail. There we go. Tailgate. There we go. Now another space. Anyone who wants Bengali, go sit over there. How did Mother Yasoda bind or tie up Krishna? We'll talk about why later on, but how did she do it? What did she use?
Rope.
Rope! Someone says rope. Any other suggestions? Where's the songbook? I don't have it. One of the songs, the Damodar Astakam. Damodar Astakam? There it states, actually it's a spelling mistake, not an editorial mistake in the songbook. They've got it wrong. It says there, Mother Yasoda, Krishna is not bound by ropes. No. You think God can be bound by rope? You agree? He's not bound by rope. He can play like that, but he's not really bound by rope. We may be. We can be tied up, you could say, at least the body. But Krishna cannot. You can't bind Krishna. Nobody can catch God. If he wants to be caught, he can be caught. But you can't catch him otherwise. What bound it? What was the real reason that Krishna's bound?
The love.
Pardon? Somebody said something?
The love of mother.
The love of Mother Yasoda. Now it's not just ordinary love. It's exceptional. It's the highest form of a loving relationship. Parental love. It's incredible. For most people this is practically inconceivable. How can you be the mother of God? Is it possible? God is beginningless. He's the source of everything. How can he have a mother? How can it be possible? How is it possible? Huh?
We have mothers?
Yes, but Krishna is the mother and father of everybody. He's the father of all living beings. Does that mean she's superior? In one sense, yes. In another sense, no. What it means is, most people's idea of God is that you are the son of, at least in the Christian world, you are the son of God. Isn't it? Yeah. Son of God. It's not wrong. It's correct. It's in the Gita. Son of God. He's the father. Now, many of you have children. There's some beautiful children here. Is this your child? Is it children? Who's got children? You have children? Some mothers are here. Your child, generally speaking, you have to provide, is it not? You have to serve the child. Maybe if the child grows, he does a little service, but up to a certain point, no service. Just give, and you have to give. You give your love, you give your breast milk, you give everything. Cleaning up, feeding, clothing, looking after the child. The child does next to nothing. He's just totally dependent, right? Isn't it? Completely dependent. Mommy, I want this, I want that. He cannot do it on their own. Not possible. Isn't it? So, okay, child, you're the son or daughter of God. It's the relationship. It's a loving relationship, but it's not a very, let's say, you're almost like, give me. God is like an order supplier. God, give me this. God, give me that. Some of you may pray. You may go to the church or the temple. Give me my daily bread. If you're a Christian usually. Save me from hell. Protect us. You may ask for, may my son get pass his degree and go to America. You may pray something, I don't know what you pray, in the temple, or we're at home, wherever you are. We're asking God, He's the supplier. Well, He is the supplier. He does, He's providing everything, no doubt. Which is the higher, the mother or the child? Serving, giving what someone wants, or asking them what you want? Which is higher? Doing what that, say like you have a friend, and you're always asking your friend, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this. Is that better than saying to your friend, what do you want? How can I serve you? How can I serve you? How can I serve you? The mood of giving service to the friend or to the lover or to whatever is generally understood as being a deeper or a higher activity instead of just asking. So somebody said that, we have mothers. So everything comes in this world, everything comes from the spiritual plane. It's perverted. It may come into this world in a negative way. Hatred, anger, envy. You can see it so much, especially right now. So much anger, so much hatred, so much envy in the world. It's a perversion of love. Not a very nice perversion, but it is. And that's another topic. We're not getting into that today. But it has its origin in the spiritual realm. So the mood of motherly affection, which any mother knows what that is. Men, we may not remember. Maybe in your last life you were mothers, but you cannot remember now. The mood of motherly affection is something very special. The feeling of the mother for the child cannot be compared to practically anything in this world. Practically. The love of the mother for the child is so intense, she will give up her life for her child. Right? You will do anything. You'll give your own life for your child. It is a very intense form of love. The closest you can get to pure love is the mother to the child in this world. Father also, but not the same intensity as the mother. It has a different feeling. It's the same, you could say the same bhava, the same mood in some ways, but the mother is even more intense. She's breastfeeding milk. The child was in her womb for 9 or 10 months. It's very much a part of her very life. She cannot walk away from that child. She cannot do it. Of course, in Bengal and India, the father is also very responsible. But still, the mother is considered to be, any son, any boy knows that their relationship with their mother, even when they're 50 years, 60 years old, is the most heavy thing in their relationships. Even you may be a CEO. You're 60 years old. You go home to see your 80-year-old mother. You're the baby. You're the prime minister or the president, but in front of your mother, you're just a baby. And she treats you like a baby. Sit down. Eat your, whatever it is you're going to eat in Bengal. Khichdi. Eat your khichdi, whatever it is. Eat your samosas, whatever. And they still go, the boys still go to the mother and ask permission for doing this and doing that. The mother is to them is everything practically. And God. So that's there in the spiritual world. Now, what is it? It's the intensity of love that Krishna accepts. It's not that they're actually the origin of Krishna, but that mood of the mother. You understand? It's the mood. That mood of, I just want to serve Krishna like this. Protecting him always. Giving him whatever he wants. Loving him like Can't let it go. That is the relationship of Mother Yasoda. It is absolute. And this day is the day on the calendar, you probably know, maybe you don't, is the day when actually Mother Yasoda binds baby Krishna on this very day of Diwali. So for Vaishnav Krishna devotees, Ram devotees, they may also accept, and we accept, and we also worship Lord Ramchandra, and so on. But for us, the big event today is called the Damodar Leela. Damodar Leela, binding. That's why you're offering lamps here to Lord Damodar. Because this is the day. So that's a beautiful pastime. And unfortunately, we don't have the book with this pastime in. No French, no English. I don't know why. You have none in the temple. You could have ordered, but we don't have it. And it's a beautiful pastime. Now, most of us may not see it like that, but we're all bound up in this material world. Did you know that?
Yes.
Birth, death, you're bound. You can't stop it. Try as you will. It's called bandhana. Karma, bandhana. Bound by karma. And the bondage is there, the word guna. You may know this word guna. It means ropes. Bound by ropes. And it's not just ropes, it also refers to the three modes of this material world. We are controlled and bound up in the three modes of nature. And the amazing thing is, one of the reasons Krishna performs these pastimes with his devotees, why does Krishna manifest this pastime with Mother Yasoda and the other devotees, is to release us from bondage, as well as having a lot of fun and relishing the relationship with Mother Yasoda and others. It helps to release us. By hearing this attentively, this pastime, we don't have time to tell it practically, but by hearing this pastime, one can become released from the bondage, the ropes of the material modes of nature. Mostly we see when people are condemned, they say sometimes, but are taken into hellish conditions, they're bound with ropes. Just like if you were arrested, now they use cufflinks and chains, but otherwise they tie you up with rope and take you away. And the same thing if you have to go down to a lower planet, said that they take you with rope. You are bound up and taken with ropes. So this rope can be cut by hearing submissively the pastimes of Mother Yasoda binding Krishna. And you probably know this pastime, those from Indian background, quite well. But there's many hidden factors behind this wonderful pastime, and we'll try to tell a few of them. First, we'll relate it to Radharani. What has it got to do with Radharani? Well, believe it or not, this is said, Radharani says, this is her favorite pastime. That this Damodar Leela is her favorite pastime. Why? Because Yasoda bound Krishna not with rope, but with love. She is always wanting, Radharani, if you don't know, is Krishna's eternal consort. Very deep subject. Eternal associate, you could say the female counterpart of God. They're inseparable. And she's always trying to bind Krishna with her. He doesn't want to let him go for a second. Yes, in one sense, he never does go for a second, but it appears that he does. So she's always trying to bind him up. So this pastime, she loves this pastime. She wants to also feel that same experience of Mother Yasoda, and Krishna reciprocates with her. He actually reciprocates. That's another pastime we won't tell. But when she was able to bind him eventually with the vines. You know vines in the forest? What do they call them in vines? Vines, you know what vines are? I don't mean grapevines. You could use grapevines.
Roots?
No, these kind of, what do you call them?
Roots.
Things that things grow on. Like they sometimes grow around trees, you know, they're like a creeper or something like that. She would bound him up with that in the forest and tied him up. He couldn't move. He chose to be like that. It's Krishna's choice. He loves to be under the control of his devotees. He loves it. He loves it. He's controlled by love. So she was able to do that. That's one thing. Now, how is she able to do that? How are you going to bind Krishna? If you bind Krishna, you'll become free of the bondage of the material energy. Yeah? What did it mean to bind Krishna? Okay, we said it already in a sense. We bind him by love. Now, what did the gopis do? Now, this month is the month of Damodar. Kartik month, Radharani's month. So what did the gopis do? They wanted to have, the young ones, they wanted to have Krishna for themselves. They wanted to have Krishna as their perpetual consort to serve him. Why? How did they do that? Why is may not the question. How? What did they do to try to achieve that? Did they do anything? Desire is very powerful. They didn't just live on desire, they also acted on it. What did they do?
Serving Krishna.
They served him, no doubt, but they're young girls. Krishna's a young boy. They really don't have access. They wanted to have access to Krishna. So what did they do?
Chanting?
They were always chanting. You're right there. Mother Yasoda is also chanting. Naturally. Satatam kitiyanto mam yatantascha dudavata. They're always chanting Krishna's names, his glories. But they also acted. They did something. Now this month is the month of Kartik. It's November. Next month is December. What happens in December? Don't say Christmas. It's my birthday. Whatever, it's not mine, but it may be yours. What? Pardon? Huh? What's that?
Gita Jayanti. Bhagavad Gita Jayanti.
Good! Well done. Bhagavad Gita Jayanti. Well done, Dayavati. She's right there, you know. She's thinking of it already. Well, there's a sign at the back there. Now, it's probably going to be... I don't know anyone's name back there, but yeah, there's a sign. I don't know if you can bring it. It's going to be difficult, but if you can put it on your head.
Which one? Yeah,
It's the only way. It's so tall, you know, there's no other way you're going to do it.
the marathon.
Next month is December. And it says here, I don't know where we can put this. This room is hardly high enough. It hardly goes under the door. What's the speak of the room? You have to put it sideways. There we go. I know, we can come and sit next to me. Here we go. We'll balance it here somehow. There you go. Maybe you can sit here.
No, I'll hold it here.
Well, then it'll be a bit difficult for you, won't it? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Make sure everyone's safe. Don't hit anybody or hit the Vyasa-san. So you may or may not be able to see it. I mean, those devotees there cannot see it. Only the devotees here can see it. Angle. There we go. Hi, Balraini. Goodbye. Well done. There you go. Yeah, from the back side. So this is a poster of whatever you call it. Prabhupada December Book Marathon. What does it mean? Mara. What does Mara mean?
Death.
Death. So this is how you bring the end of death. Bring it to an end. Huh? That's another, what do you say? Play on words. So the gopis, they performed austerities in December. Katyayana Vrata. They worshipped Durga Devi. Now this Durga that they worshipped is not the Durga expansion in this world. The origin of Durga Devi is in the spiritual realm. It's the internal potency of the Lord personified. So they worship that form of Durga in order to try to get the opportunity to serve Krishna as his wife or lover, or whatever you call it. So this is how we can, in our condition, how we can also, you could say, perform an austerity to get the opportunity to bind Krishna. We don't have the packs. This morning, Rasananda was binding books with nice tapes. We don't have, he took them with him. But you can do one thing. You can bring some Bhagavad Gitas from the back there, Bhuvan. Bring some Gitas in different languages. Oh, there's a pack coming forward. Look at this. A bound is already bound. That means he's back from the city. No, bring some Tamil, Bengali, Hindi, English, French. They're on the table there with Mother, what's her name? Priyarani. One's coming forward, bring forward. They're all coming forward here, one by one by one. Here comes Tamil. Another Tamil. You know, Jiva Pram, we have Telugu downstairs. These devotees are from Telugu families. I'll have to get them. Bengali, Tamil, we have French, English, Hindi, different languages. Here's an English one. Here comes Bhagavad Gita in Mongolian. What language is this?
Hindi.
I know, but which Bhagavad Gita is that? I've never seen a Bhagavad Gita like that before.
That's a big ass.
I know it. I know. That's for you. Beginners. Anyway, put them up there on the mantelpiece. Put them on the mantelpiece. That's this thing up here. Who's got the energy to do that one? No, you stay where you are. Otherwise, we're going to have an avalanche. Stick them up there. Gita Jayanti. So they performed this Katyayani Vat. They fasted. They did worship. They prayed for Krishna. So this is the way we do it in our movement, is we try to serve Krishna's dearmost representative, Srila Prabhupada, by trying to spread the message of Krishna consciousness wherever we can. It's an austerity, it's a joyful, tasyanti cha, ramanti cha, Krishna says. It is joyfully performed and everlasting. Very joyful. To give Krishna consciousness to others, very joyful. Very pleasing. So back to this wonderful pastime of Radha Damodar, or Yasoda Damodar. Yasoda Mataji was very, very concerned. Like any mother. Mother Yasoda was concerned for Krishna because Krishna was a naughty boy. He would go to the neighbors' houses and he would steal butter and he would steal curd and he would steal sweets, sandesh, rasgulla, burfi with Balaram, and they somehow or another, no matter what they did, he would steal it. They couldn't stop him. And the gopis were complaining to Mother Yasoda, your son is such a naughty boy. He comes and steals our butter and ghee and everything. And when we try to stop him, he pees on the floor. Beep! And if we're not around, he pinches the babies and makes them scream. You've got to do something to stop this boy. He's naughty boy. Mother Yasoda thinking, what am I going to do to this boy? I know what the reason is. Mother Yasoda had so many of the best nurses to cook all the milk sweets for Krishna. But still, he's going next door to steal. So she thought, maybe I have to make it myself. Yeah, I will make it myself. So she herself took on the task of making all the milk sweets. Right? Thinking that this will keep Krishna from going to steal from the neighbors. Little did he know, little did she know, this was opening the door to an even more mischievous activity of Krishna. So one day, she's churning the butter. They're churning the yogurt. Yogurt, they make butter from yogurt. Huh? The mother's churning the yogurt to make butter. Krishna is Makhan Chor. He loves butter. Pure butter. They have so many beautiful cows and milk. She chose the best herd of 100 cows out of her 900,000 cows, the ones who gave the creamiest, sweetest, most beautiful milk to make these sweets. Thinking this will definitely bind, this is the best milk that exists. This will bind Krishna. He will not go anywhere. So she's doing this. All of a sudden, Krishna, he wanted to drink the prem-filled milk of Mother Yasoda. Her milk is simply liquid prem, love of Krishna. So he wanted to drink that milk. So he started to cry. Mother Yasoda put down the churning rod, went to Krishna, picked the little baby up, breastfed her. He was very satisfied. But Mother Yasoda was a multitasker. She was cooking milk in the kitchen at the same time to make the sweets, as well as churning, as well as this and that. The mothers are like that. So all of a sudden, the milk in the kitchen started to boil over. What to do? Dilemma. The milk is for Krishna, to satisfy him. The breast milk is to satisfy Krishna. The yogurt pot is to satisfy Krishna. Emergency. The milk is going to boil over. There'll be no milk for the sweets. She decided to go to the kitchen to adjust the milk. Krishna didn't see it the same way. Why is she putting me down at this moment? This is terrible. This is disgusting. I'm feeding and she leaves me like this. What is this? He didn't see it like that. Of course he knew. It's part of his pastime. So she went there. Why the milk is boiling over? Well, the milk in the pots saw that Krishna is drinking Mother Yasoda's breast milk. So the milk in the pots thought, we are useless. We are useless now. Krishna will not want us anymore. He's drinking Mother Yasoda's milk. So let us kill ourselves. It boiled over to burn in the fire. So she saved the life of the milk. But meanwhile, little Krishna was thinking of another plan. Let this pastime unfold. So he took up a stone in anger and smashed the pot of yogurt. Boom! And the yogurt burst. Yogurt everywhere. Then Krishna, like a little boy who does something naughty, looking around. Oh, Mother Yasoda's coming back soon. So he quickly crawls away to the storeroom. But because of all the yogurt, all of his hands and feet, they're covered in yogurt. There's footprints like this. And then eventually he gets to the storeroom and there are all kinds of pots and full of yogurt and full of sweets and butter there. And he starts to feed it to the monkeys. Having a great time. All the monkeys came around feeding the monkeys. And Mother Yasoda comes back. What has happened here? Where is my son? That naughty boy, what am I going to do with him? She follows the footprints to the storeroom. Sure enough, he sat there on top of a mortar, feeding the monkeys. Butter, yogurt, whatever, sweets. The monkeys see Mother Yasoda coming, they run for their lives. This boy, she comes up behind her. Caught you naughty boy! You naughty boy! She picks up a stick. You broke that pot of yogurt. No, I didn't break it. What do you mean you didn't break it? You broke it, Mother. You broke it, Ma. You broke it. I broke it? Yes, when you ran off to the kitchen, you broke it on the way. It knocked it over and it smashed. You rascal. You broke this pot. No. And now you're feeding all the monkeys. No, Mother. Let's see. This, no good. This butter, no good. Even monkeys don't want. They will run away. No one. Why you blame me? Child always tries to defend itself. Comes from Krishna. Fun. He's having great fun. Anyway, various stories Mother has said. They say, you want to be with the monkeys? You go to the forest and live with the monkeys. She's going back and forth. So what to do now? Actually, Krishna ran for his life, of course, as you know. First of all, he saw Mother Yasoda coming, and then he picked up the stick, he ran for his life around the courtyard. Chasing, Mother Yasoda's running after him. Sweating, try to catch him. She can't catch the little boy. He's only a little kid, he can hardly walk. She's running after him, and she can hardly catch him. There's the potency of Krishna, or God. No one can catch him unless he wants to be caught. This went on and on and on. The hair, Mother Yasoda, the flowers were falling out of her hair. Yes, these beautiful flowers. The flowers were thinking, what are we doing here? We should be at Yasoda's feet. Let us get out of here and touch her feet. Everything's so personified, huh? Amazing. Spiritually, everything is personified. Eventually, Krishna agrees to be caught by Mother Yasoda. And she looks at her child, who looks as if he's terrified being caught. Oh, she's there with a stick. Oh, she puts the stick down. What am I going to do with this poor boy? The only thing I think of, he's on top of the mortar. I will tie him, what he was. I'll tie him to the mortar. So she decides to tie him up. She gets ropes. No, baby, mortar, maybe 1 meter of rope, 2 meters of rope is more than enough. Not enough. 2 fingers short. 2 fingers short. She tries more rope, 100 meters. Still too short. 200 meters. How's this possible? Impossible. What's going on here? It's just like disappearing into nowhere. Everyone's laughing, all those around her. And still, eventually, Krishna agrees. Without the mercy of God, nobody can catch him. Without her sincere endeavor, he doesn't give his mercy. You can't just say, I love God. We have to show it by our every breath, by our every act, that we want to do what he pleases him. Endeavor to serve his desire. So Krishna eventually agreed to be bound up to the mortar, and he was stuck there, tied up to the mortar. Now begins one of his favorite pastimes. Now what a wonderful opportunity to go beyond the courtyard. So he thought to explore beyond his normal place. He was free now to do what he wants. So he crawled across the floor, as you know. The mortar went on its side, and he pulled the mortar across the courtyard, outside the courtyard, around about the outside compound. Here and there he was going all over the place, enjoying himself like this. Okay, you bound me, mother, for no reason. I was not to blame. Now I'll do something very naughty. Very naughty. So eventually, he saw these 2 trees which had been sitting there for a long time. They were Arjuna trees. Where's Arjuna? Where's Arjuna? There's at least 2 Arjunas. There's a little boy named Arjuna here today as well. We spoke to him earlier. Arjuna trees, and you may know they're very deep-rooted trees. Very big trees. Very deep-rooted. These 2 were twins. They were growing practically like this. Almost out the same root, like this. So Krishna crawled between these 2 trunks, but the mortar behind him got stuck. Boom. Krishna continued to crawl with no effort. Now these trees weigh tons and tons and tons. They're huge. And their roots are very deep. But as Krishna went forward, there was nothing the trees could do. They were ripped out of the ground. And if anyone knows trees, it's not easy to get a tree root out of the ground. Very difficult, big trees. And boom! These enormous trees crashed to the ground. One side of Krishna one, and one side of Krishna the other. He was in between. The 2 trees crashed to the ground. A huge crack. The whole of Vrindavan heard this crack. Everyone came running to the source of that noise. They couldn't believe what's going on. These trees have fallen down. Where's Krishna? Mother Yasoda, no longer could he be seen where he was. Where is he? Where is he? Then they saw him playing in between the trees with the mortar. What has happened here? What's going on? Now, prior to that, when the trees first came down, out of the trees came 2 heavenly-looking persons, angelic-looking people, came out of the trees and started praying to Krishna. They had been cursed many eons before by Narada Muni to become trees. But they were fortunate. He said, you will become trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And when Krishna pulls the mortar and pulls you to the ground, you will be liberated. So they were liberated. They prayed to Krishna, offered their prayers. Krishna blessed them, and they disappeared. Some boys saw what was going on, and they described it, that these 2 funny men came out of the trees and started to pray to Krishna. The people thought this is Shah's imagination or something, but that was what was going on. And of course everyone was terrified. Why Krishna did that? One of the reasons was to fulfill Narada Muni's promise, or curse, whichever way you look at it. And the other one was because Krishna was bound up. And he knew what was going on. He saw that these two persons were bound up in trees. So now I know what it's like to be bound. I want to release them now. So he decided to release Nalakuvara and Manigriva from their bondage. And they were delivered like that. So this is the process of how we can become freed, because there's a lot more follow on to that pastime. The prayers of those two great personalities, the mood of Nanda Maharaj, how angry he was. Who has bound up my son? Who has tied him up like this? What rascal has done this to my son? Mother Yasoda was hiding. She was scared stiff. And when he found out, she was banned from the house for quite some time. Oh yes. Nanda Maharaj appeared to be angry with Yasoda. Eventually, of course, Krishna couldn't live without his mother. Didn't take long. But the pastime, all different pastimes. But the essence of this pastime, you could say, is love, and is available to all of us. How many of you want to get free of bondage? Not many. Maybe you don't understand what I'm saying. More than likely. Maybe you don't realize you're bound. Maybe you want to stay bound. Sometimes a prisoner likes to stay in prison. And nowadays it's nicer in prison than it is outside in many cases. They're more comfortable inside the prison sometimes. I don't know if you've been in a prison. I've been in dozens of prisons in my life. I'm a renowned criminal. I've been at least 12 times I've been in prison. Various things.
What did you
Huh?
What you committed?
What sin? Terrible sin. Chanting Hare Krishna on the street. Again and again we get arrested for this. Selling books about Krishna. Many times arrested. Thrown in prison. Different things. Huh?
In which year, sir?
Oh, in the 70s and 80s especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time was
Yeah. Thrown in prison in Africa. They thought I was an Arab spy in Africa. I was arrested for being an Arab spy. In Malaysia for being illegal. I was, but anyway, that's another thing. I didn't have a visa. But mostly for trying to sell books or chanting Hare Krishna on the street. They would arrest us. Every day, I remember one week, every day for a whole week arrested. Then in prison, then I go to court, then straight away I'm on the street again. They arrest me again, put me back in again. The court, arrested. The whole day was like this, boom, 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 boom. Anyway, that's history. Whoop. So to become free of bondage, the soul has nothing to do with this bondage. It's anato pashamam shakshad bhakti yoga hoshijaya. You have a very enthusiastic mobile phone over there. It doesn't stop no matter what you try. It's like our mind. Your mobile is worse than the mind. It's very enthusiastic. You okay now?
I think somebody calling.
Calm down. Just put it on some other mode. Or airplane mode. Something, whatever. Yeah, your sister. Okay, we're only 5 minutes, we're finished. So, when you suffer, you can understand a little bit about the suffering of others. Huh? Compassion. All these pastimes are really full, dripping in compassion for us. For the souls of this world. Krishna comes into this world not just to have fun. He's doing that all the time. He comes into this world out of love for us. Compassion for us. Paritranaya sadhanam. He comes to give inspiration, love, enthusiasm, just to wake us up, to establish religious principles. Yada yada hi dharmasya. He comes for our benefit, not for his. He's not bound. We're bound. We're bound by birth and death and by karma. He comes to release us. He sends his pure devotees into this world for the same reason. In Christianity, Jesus Christ is there. Every religion has the same principle there originally. It may have been somewhat watered down or whatever. But the original purpose is the same. To help the conditioned or the bound living entities to become free. To deliver them. To bring us to our spiritual awakening. Out of the darkness into the light. So he sends his great devotees. Prabhupada, our spiritual master, came alone, as you may know, from Bengal in 1965 to bring this message to the world. It's not that it's not already there, but people have forgotten it. Or they're misusing it. To give the pure message so that we can again wake up and bind Krishna with our love. The moment we're trying to bind others with their so-called love. We want relationships, man, woman, this thing, that thing, but with ourselves in the center. Prabhupada is teaching us that if you put Krishna in the center of your life, then only will you be happy. So this is a great way. We invite you all to please join us. We're hoping to, this year in Paris or wherever, doesn't matter, to distribute 3.7 million Bhagavad Gitas. Worldwide, not just in Paris. That would be quite something. But worldwide. So we do a little bit here in Paris. We invite all of you, Bengali, French, Hindi, Telugu, any language, it doesn't matter. Bhagavad Gita will try to get that language for you, for yourselves, or for gifting to others, or for selling, whatever you want to do. But we invite you all to please join us in this vrata, as the gopis perform their vrata, the little gopis, to get Krishna, to please Krishna. We're performing this vrata to please Prabhupada, and by pleasing Srila Prabhupada or pleasing the Lord's representative, you please Krishna. So we invite you, I'll be sitting out there. Anyone who wants to join us in this great yajna, you're welcome. It's a little crowded, I know, but we'll do our best. I'll also be back in 2 weeks' time. You can join us to try to distribute as many of these Bhagavad Gitas as we can here in Paris, or any books about Krishna. Please see me afterwards. Shri Shri Radha Damodar Ki Jai. Shri Diwali Mahamahotsav Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Parisishwara Ki Jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ki Jai. Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai. Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hari Bol. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.